Hey, this is Rich over at TVP, and today's quick tutorials is going to be Rich's Dodge and Burn. Of course, it's brought to you by the Adobe Photoshop Elements Independent Tutorials group. And let's jump right into this quick session. And let's start with an egg. Okay, this egg is, for the most part, kind of sort of flatly lit. Now let's say if we want to change the shadow or change where the light is coming from, let's say the light is coming in from the left, then it should be brighter over here and darker on the right. This is where Dodge and Burn comes into play. Here's the Dodge and Burn icon, and down here is the two that are available, Dodge, and then below it is Burn. Think of burning in as burning paper. So if I bring this all the way up, I'm going to show you an example. You can see it's burning, it's getting really dark. And Dodge is the opposite, is going to be making it, if I go to midtones, let's go to midtones. Dodging is going to be the opposite, making brighter, making things brighter. So let's go ahead and start again. And let's have the light coming from the left side and making this brighter and this side darker. So the darker we want to burn it. So we got to burn. You want to set the exposure here. Exposure is how much. So we want to do it a little bit lower, 25%. What happens is, the longer you keep moving it around, the darker it gets. And it'll get all the way down to black if you want. And then this part here chooses, the range chooses whether you're changing the highlights, the lighter portions, the middle portions, or the shadows, the darker portions. So in this case, if you want this side to be darker because the light is coming from here, then we want this whole half, the right half of the egg, to be darker, starting with the highlights right here. So we're going to say highlights, and we're burning. The exposure is 25, and we made a nice big brush at 250. This is the size of the brush. So if I literally just click here and go straight down, you can see it's starting to get darker. And the more I move the brush, it gets darker in the highlights. Once I like it to a darkness that I like, I'm going to move this back down to midtones. Now it's going to get the center here a little bit more. And finally, we go to the shadows, and that's going to grab mostly the edges here. And now it looks like the light is coming from the left, but because I had such a big brush, that some of this side got darker. So now we're going to do the opposite and go here to Dodge. Let's grab the highlights, and let's have this small brush. You're going to see it's going to get brighter here. See that? So now the light is really coming in from the left side really harshly. And then we'll go to the midtones. It's going to grab this middle piece here mostly. And then finally the shadows. And there we go. We're just going to do one last pass with a large 350 pixel brush at 15% darkness, just to do one more darker on the whole right side. And there we go. And there we have the egg with the light coming in from the left using the dodge and shadow features. This is Rich calling it quits, saying over and out.